It doesn't look much like you. Uh-huh. Dear Tim and Moby, I think portraits are the most boring kind of painting. Why do people make them? Thanks, Angelo. well, portraits aren't so boring if you know what to look for. Like Moby's self-portrait, portraits are more than just an exact replication of the sitter or the person being painted. In fact, portraits don't even have to be painted. They can be carved in stone or wood, painted on ivory, hammered into metal, drawn in pencil, or taken with a camera. But a good portrait can show you what a person is thinking or feeling, what kind of position he or she holds in society, and even give you some clues about the history and culture of that society. Well, portraits show all that through the background, the props in the painting, and even how the sitter is placed in the painting. To get the most out of a portrait, it helps to approach it like a detective, looking at visual clues to learn about the sitter and the time and place he or she lived in. You'll probably recognize this guy. But this is more than just a picture of George Washington. If you look at it closely, it gives you a whole, essay almost on who George Washington was and what he believed in. Well, look at the background and the room he's in. The chair behind Washington looks like a throne, but it's not a throne, which shows the difference between the democratic United States and the monarchies of Europe. And if you look closely at the top of the chair, you'll see the stars and stripes. There's also a laurel branch, which symbolizes victory, the victory of Washington's colonial army over the British. There's a pen and inkwell on the table next to him, but he's also holding a sword, which says that Washington is a leader on the battlefield as well as an educated and intellectual man. His intelligence is backed up by the books on and under the table. And he's wearing a simple black suit. That symbolizes the fact that he's a humble citizen leader and not a military dictator or a king in royal robes. His face and posture both suggest that he's a strong, powerful man, but also one who's sincere and generous. His arm is outstretched, as though he's giving a command, but the palm is turned upwards, so he looks welcoming, almost fatherly. One critic said that he looked as if he were bestowing his good advice on his countrymen. Yep, Washington is often called the father of our nation. And there, if you look way up in the corner, you can see a rainbow. That suggests new hope for a new country. See, this portrait is more than just a snapshot of Washington. It's a careful collection of images and symbols that show him as a great leader of a new and powerful nation. I know, it's pretty cool. No, portraits don't have to be so representative. Pablo Picasso liked to paint portraits that looked hardly anything like real people. Although he was painting a real person, in this case a famous art dealer, the work is more about the way the painting is put together than what's being shown. And Andy Warhol made a famous set of Marilyn Monroe portraits using unrealistic colors to explore abstract design and repetition. Non-Western cultures have a long history of portraiture too, focusing less on what a person actually looks like than what kind of job they do or what place they hold in society. Hey, you've made my forehead enormous. That shows how smart I am? I don't buy it.